hop now videos and reviews, video reviews, put them together, as you can see. But this is the thing, man. So today, we're doing Craig Mack's documentary, Crazy Like That Glue. This documentary focuses on Craig Mack's beginnings as an MC, goes all the way up until his first record, and then into signing Bad Boy and eventually the Flavor in Your Ear, hit single, and his career with Bad Boy, falling out with Bad Boy, and where he is now. I thought it clocks in around an hour, so it doesn't take up a lot of your time, didn't take up a lot of mine. Clocks in around an hour, and I thought the documentary was good. I can't say excellent only because, and I'm just getting the bad stuff out the way, and it's not really that bad, but of the bad, here's the bad. They reused a scene, like one of the dudes that was being interviewed, basically they reran those same comments he made, which kind of threw me off because I was like, really? They're really going to do that? Now, the second time they run it, you know, it's extended, but I don't know if maybe they were trying to hit the 1 hour mark and they decided to keep that extra footage, because I don't see why they didn't just cut to the part they didn't air. But nevertheless, as a whole, the documentary is a dope insight into who Craig Mack was as a person and as an MC, and it's interviews. You know, you don't get any Diddy or Puff Daddy, whatever his name is now. You don't get any of those comments or whatever, but you do get a couple of people who, you know, knew Craig Mack, and I think the most important interviews in here are the people who were a part of his team, the people who I didn't personally know, you know, on the management side, on the DJ side, and stuff like that. And they just talk about Craig Mack being a very competitive MC who was really about flows and rhymes and putting the words together, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, it made me have a greater appreciation for Craig Mack, the rapper. Let me tell you a quick story, right? Beach Street. It was in downtown Brooklyn on Fulton Street, right? And they had before they had the downstairs, everybody from Brooklyn, what up? But before they had to go downstairs to the record shop, they used to have to go upstairs before they renovated it. And they would have like the cassettes inside the counters, and you could see all the cassettes. You could see what's new. It was dope. It was like a Christmas store for anybody who was a fan of music, and I was. Sometimes I would be in there with no money, just looking at all the music. But frequently, you know, artists would come through. A couple of times I was there, and there's one day I stopped by there just to look, and typically when there was artists coming through, you knew it. Store was packed. You know, sometimes you probably couldn't even get in if it was going to be too crazy, or you had to get in line or something. But, you know, coming up the steps, you know, I kind of glanced like, I think I know that dude. Dude had a hat on real low, but there's no disrespect because we all know, but I could still recognize Craig Mack's face when I see Craig Mack's face. I'm saying, it's Craig Mack. And I remember the first thing I was thinking, which is probably bad, but I'm just being honest. I was a kid and I really didn't care. But I was like, damn, dude is uglier in person. How is that possible? But, you know, and that's not nice. Some people say that's not nice. But, hey, when you're a kid, you don't think about these things. Now, would I say something like that? No. So Craig Mack came in there and, you know, I didn't ask for no autograph because the thing is around the time Craig Mack came out with Flavor in Your Ear, I loved Flavor in Your Ear. I loved the beat. You know what I'm saying? But once Biggie came out, I didn't care about everything Craig Mack did. I kind of compared to Biggie, and then when they did the Flavor in Your Ear remix, you know, that just further took me in the Biggie camp, and so did Puff in some ways. You know, he kind of started to put his eggs in the Biggie basket. And I don't want to spoil the documentary because there's a lot of little tidbits into the relationship of Puff Daddy and Craig Mack and how it went south. Some of it was on Craig Mack's side, you know, and some of it was on Puff Daddy's side. But we know what happened, you know, we know the history. And you know, and I think there was also a part where I had forgot about the whole possible death row situation with Craig Mack. Um, so it's I feel like it's a very interesting watch. I think you should check it out. You can watch it on YouTube. I watched it last month in January of 2017 because I don't know when you're watching this video, but you know, at first I felt like I wanted to watch it, and then you know how you hit play and the best documentaries pull you in the beginning. They kind of did that. And again, I don't feel like it's the greatest documentary I've ever seen. It feels kind of quick. It feels like they cover the same ground in a couple of cases, but there's enough there that's interesting. If you didn't know about Craig Mack behind the scenes, or maybe you didn't know a lot, I think it's definitely a go. I think you should check it out. It's a Craig Mack documentary. It's called Crazy Like That Glue. What do you think? Have you seen the documentary? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Hit that subscribe button. Welcome to the B-Roll Network. I'm Vegas, and I am not a critic. I'm a fan. Peace.